Patricia Aklan in Western Visayas in the Philippines. Let me make sure I'm live here. I don't want to be like talking. Let me see here. Let's see. It's not coming up here. I'm having my morning cup of coffee in my coffee with Gino cup here. My Copico Blanca. Copico Blanca is my choice of 3-in-1 coffee here in the Philippines. Coffee, cream, and sugar all in one. I just put it in a cup, put hot water, and you have a nice cup of coffee. All right, let me make sure here. All right, looks like I'm on. I can see myself. I can see myself. I already went on my morning walk this morning. I got up early this morning. I was up around 4:30, and then as soon as it got a little light, I went ahead and went on my morning walk. I actually took a shower already because when I walked this morning, man, it was kind of I wouldn't call it cold, but I would call it pretty chilly. I had my hoodie on. I had my sweatshirt, long sleeve sweatshirt, and I walked around the neighborhood here for about an hour. And then when I got back home, sweated a little bit, and I took a shower already. So already had a good start to my day. Hello from Oregon. Hey, Lowell. Hello from Oregon. Goodbye and God bless. All right, brother. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you. God bless, my brother. Hey, Derek, aloha, Derek from Hawaii, my brother in Hawaii. Pretty soon you're going to be headed to a Southern Leyte in April. That's not far. I mean, today's the last day of January here. So tomorrow it's already February here. So what, February, March, 2 months, and you're on your way to Leyte. It has been chilly here. I know, man, like right now, let me just look at Numancia weather. Numancia weather. I'm checking the AccuWeather. It's 23 degrees Celsius right now. So 73 degrees Fahrenheit. That's pretty chill. That's not cold, but for us here, man, we're not used to that chill in the morning. It's nice though. I'm enjoying my morning walks because of the cooler air in the morning. It's not gonna last. I know it's not gonna last. Come probably middle of February, I bet it starts warming up even in the early morning here. But I'm gonna take advantage of it. I think I'm gonna make my morning walk like earlier starting. I'm feeling better, feeling better from whatever super flu, whatever super cold that I got. I'm still on antibiotics. I still got 3 more days on my 14 days of antibiotics, ciprofloxacin. So I got 3 more days. So hopefully I'm done with the antibiotics. So, but I'm feeling good. I went on my morning walk already. So I'll keep doing that. I'll just keep doing my morning walk earlier. Let me see. Phila, good morning. Hey, San Diego. All right. I get a lot of viewers from San Diego. I know there's a big Filipino American community in the San Diego area. I used to live, I went to high school in Long Beach, California. So I've made trips to San Diego before, so I'm familiar with the area. Haven't been there since the 80s though, so I'm sure it's changed a lot from back in the 80s. Alia, all right, Alia. EK, hello from, all right, Germany, all right. Once in a while, we get viewers here from Germany. Thank you so much for joining the live stream. I did say goodbye. Oh, but mabuhay, all right. I looked at the comment, that's why it threw me off, Lowell. Hello from Oregon. It said goodbye right there, man. It says goodbye and God bless. That's why it threw me off. Probably like what's that? Hitting the keyboard or on the phone. I'm sure it was probably what's autocorrect. Autocorrect. All right. Mabuhay, 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 Lowell. Don't they have a small hotel inside Manila Airport? That I do not know. I do not know. I have. It's been quite a while since the last time I flew to Manila Airport. I think the last time for Dazzle and I was like 2021, about 5 years ago. We flew to go to get our COVID vaccine at the time. Dazzle and I flew to the VA clinic in Manila. We had gotten that Johnson and Johnson COVID-19 vaccine, but I'm not sure. I've not seen it. You know, it's like I've not heard of it. Like, is Naiya? I would think it probably at Naiya because that would be the big airport. Small hotel. I'll do research. I'll find out, but I've not heard of. There's many hotels close to the airport. I've stayed like walking distance to the airport from a hotel nearby. How are you? I'm doing good. I'm doing good, Alia. Thank you for asking. Hey, Gino. Good morning. You sound much better today. Hope all. Yeah, I already did my morning walk. I walked for about an hour. Took a shower. Feeling good this morning. I still can't hear really well. I guess it's my sinus connected to my ears, but I got 3 more days of antibiotics, so hopefully after 3 days, all will be back to normal. Good AM, Gino fam in the Panay Pasi. Hey, Fortune, my brother in Bacoor, in Cavite. Good AM, Lowell, Derek, Lucita from Fortune. I think no hotel in the airport itself. Our airport is small time versus other international airports. Yeah, I've never seen an airport inside, a hotel inside the airport in Manila. I don't recall ever seeing one. But there's a walkway from Naiya 3 to the other side where the Mega World. Yeah, I know that. And we've stayed. I can't remember whether it was at. We didn't stay at Mega World. But from the airport, it wasn't far. Like we had to walk. But there was a hotel nearby. Ellen, good morning, Gino and Dazzle. Thank you. Ellen, all right. Good morning, Fortune. God bless from Lowell. Mega World has the Marriott, Belmont, Holiday Inn, etc. Yeah, man, Mega World, man, they got it going on, man. They got everything, man. All right, let me start with the weather. Here in Numancia yesterday, beautiful weather here in Numancia. Nothing but sunshine, no rain at all. Same thing today. Looks like there's clouds this morning, but I would not be surprised if the clouds burn off. The sun's not up yet, so we'll see. Hopefully it will burn off. I do not, on the windy app, I don't see anything as far as low pressure area, no storm, nothing like that forming in the Philippine area of responsibility, the PAR. On the Pag-asa website, it just says a lot of areas here, pretty much Visayas, Romblon, Catanduanes, Masbate, Surigao del Norte, rest of Mindanao. It just says partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers and thunderstorms. Metro Manila and the rest of the country, same thing. Partly cloudy to cloudy skies, but no like low pressure, no storm. I think we're past that already. I think since we're getting into February, we're gonna start getting good weather here in the Philippines. Pretty much February, all February, March, April, May. It's like this is a dry season now. We're coming up in the Philippines. Nothing but sunshine. If you're vacationing in the Philippines towards the end of February, March, April, May, man, guaranteed it's gonna be hot, hotter, and hottest. It just keeps getting hot in the Philippines. almost kind of like drought conditions actually this time of the year. But we love it. We love it here in the Philippines because that's beach weather. The kids this year, I know for Leanna, March is going to be the start of a summer for Leanna this year. They moved back because the pandemic kind of threw the schedule off. During the pandemic, they pushed it to where summer kids were in school, which did not make any sense because here in the province, they did not have AC at public schools here. So you put a classroom with 36 kids in like 95, 100-degree temperature in a metal roof, it's hot. It's hot in the Philippines. So finally somebody thought about it, Department of Education, somebody up in the, made a good decision to push back the vacation back to what it used to be. Like come March, the kids are out of school. So March and April, Leanna won't have school. That's going to be the peak of summer here in the Philippines. Savoy, Kingsford, Fortune, Savoy. I've never heard of Savoy in a Boracay event, Fortune. They have a Savoy. Belmont too. I think they have a Belmont in Boracay too. Captain Ron, when you lived in Boracay, did the beach turn green back? Oh yes, the beach, the algae on the beach, that's been there ever since I could remember. I've been coming to Boracay. My first time was when I was in the military back a long time ago, like 89, I think. And then I started going more to Boracay early 2000s until I decided to move there in 2011. The algae's always been there. The algae always comes during the summer months. Summer months is when the algae comes. Recently, I was surprised. Like my friend sent me, like I said, I was just there last weekend and there was no algae, but he sent me a picture and I showed that to you yesterday. They already have algae right there. They already have algae in Boracay. And it's not even February yet. It's not even summer yet. So I don't know what's up, but hey, I have no control on algae. I can't control that in Boracay. It's still fun for me. It's like, it doesn't ruin the fun for me when it comes to like algae. You'll still find a lot of the algae usually concentrated on White Beach where the tourists go. But the other beaches, if you go to like Puka, you go to Iligan, the private beaches by Blue Ferries and Blue Water, it's all right. They don't have algae. It's just weird how it works like that in Boracay. If it's a concern to you that there's algae, I know some people don't like it. For me, it's not a big deal. It's not like the whole island is surrounded by algae. It's just certain beaches in Boracay get hit with algae. Negative 20 degrees in Montreal. Man, that is cold. Anything negative. Man, for me, anything 32, anything freezing is cold for me. Peanut Butter Travels here. All right, Peanut Butter Travels. Thank you. Thank you for your continued support, my friend. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Hotel Okura. Oh, I don't know that one. I've never heard of that one. Must be a new one, man. I've never heard of that. Hotel Okura before, Fortune. Voice almost back to normal. All right, all right. It's weird because my voice, people are saying my voice is almost back to normal, but I can't hear it. I can't hear my own voice. And even when I watch TV, everybody sounds like different. There's like but it is what it is. Hopefully, whatever I caught, I got, like I said, I got 3 more days of Cipro. So hopefully after 14 days of antibiotics, I should be good to go. I feel the energy. I mean, I can walk. I've been walking. It's like, it's not like I'm sick in bed. It's like I'm not feeling like that at all. Hilton, Sheraton. Yeah, those Sheraton, I know they have that in Boracay. Mega World is they're the people that's developing Boracay New Coast. Boracay New Coast. I know Mega World is part of that development in Boracay. Man, the last time I was in Boracay, and I took a tour on a motorbike. I went back rider. I was riding around Boracay. They are building a ton of condominiums in Boracay, man. It's like incredible, the construction that they're building in Boracay. I filmed some of it by headed towards Barangay Yapak, headed towards Puka Beach, that area. Right on the main road, massive condominiums they're building in Boracay. Not just Boracay Nucos, but other developments. I just think, with a lot of that development in Boracay, I think Boracay might just get pricier and pricier because the the that's what's moving in. Anytime Mega World, Fortune knows this. It's like when Mega World develops things in the Philippines, it's usually high end. Nothing Mega World does is like low end. That's what Mega World, they built BGC. Iloilo City's got a Mega World development, so is Boracay now. So I think that's going to raise prices in the area. I think, it's like, I'm just assuming, because like, I'm thinking anything that Mega World does, prices go up. It's not for like the low budget. It's not for like people like me. Bill Meyer, hey, good morning, prayers, Bill Meyer. 2 Palm, 3 Villas. All right, Fortune. Fort, all right, Cap. Every year they would have the red tide on the Florida beaches and kill lots of fish during the summer. Yeah, they have red tide too that happens like in the Philippines, different areas of the Philippines, because they monitor that. Here in the Philippines, when they say red tide, usually you're not supposed to eat the shellfish. Usually it's like oysters, mussels, those kind of things. When they say red tide, don't eat seafood in that area because I guess the bacteria or something on the beach area makes you'll get food poisoning. You'll get food poisoning for red tide. But I haven't seen any warnings for red tide lately here in the Philippines. Maybe towards the summer months, as the temperatures get warmer, maybe, it's like, but even here in Panay Island, like the local government, they publish reports. You'll see it on Facebook. They'll say red tide warning in certain areas. But as far as the algae in Boracay, it's not like harming the fish, because when I swim through algae. It doesn't bother me. I see fish in there. It's not like the algae's killing the fish. It's not like they're floating above the water. It's just algae, I guess. Good AM, PBT, Bill. Ted, hey, good morning to you, Gino. Hey, good morning, Ted. Good morning, Ted. Do you have blueberries there? Oh, blueberries. I'm seeing more and more of it. I don't think they plant it here in the Philippines, because I know berries don't really do well in the Philippines, like strawberry, blueberry, any berry really. I think there's a mulberry. I've never heard of mulberry, but I know they grow here in Aklan. But a lot of times, berries grow in higher elevation. So if any place would have berries, would be Baguio City. So they might be like planting it in Baguio and then distributing it in the Philippines. But you can get blueberries here. I have seen blueberries in the market, in the supermarket here. Not cheap, man. Even like a small tray of strawberry or a small tray of blueberry, 300 pesos. It's not cheap because it's not planted here in Aklan province. It's like, I don't think it grows here. So it has to come from somewhere in the Philippines, so maybe even abroad, so imported. But you can buy like at Save More Grocery, SM Cherry, they have frozen strawberry, frozen blueberry, and frozen what's that, cauliflower, frozen what's that green leaf, broccoli. Broccoli and cauliflower, those are two things that don't grow well here in the Philippines. Like, I can buy it at the public market, but man, when I buy a broccoli here, man, it's like a long stem. It's mostly stem in a small bulb. You know, in the US, the bulb is like gigantic, right? Here, it's like a little bulb and then I eat the stem just because they sell it, you know, but now I can buy it frozen. So it doesn't taste as good frozen, but hey, it is what it is. There's just certain vegetables, certain berries being another fruit, and they're just not abundant here in the Philippines because of the weather. Because of the weather here, we have more abundance of tropical fruits. Now, if you talk about like mangoes and what else? Dragon fruit. If you want lanzones, mangosteen, we got a ton of that here in the Philippines. Tropical fruits, but not berries. Berries usually they grow in a colder climate. Mega World first development was Eastwood, then Newport across Naiya, then they went out to the provinces Iloilo, Boracay, and Cebu. Yeah, man. Just from looking at what Mega World has done, Fortune, when they develop it, one thing I noticed, you know, the property value and everything just like goes up in those whatever they develop. And areas do not become cheaper when Mega World moves in. So I know like that Boracay, Nucos, that area where they're building up that area, Mega World, that's not going to be inexpensive. That's going to be, it's going to continue going up in price in that area. Hello, host. All right, Ronnie. Thank you, Ronnie. Fortune. Mega World is owned by Andrew Tan. He owns Fundador, Emperador, Jerry's Brandy. He is #1 brandy. Oh, nice, man. I did not know that. Thank you, Fortune. That's why he's, you know, it's like rich. You know, it's like rich, man. He also owns Philippine franchise, McDonald's. All right. Now, Mega World brand is high end, but he also has mid to low end brand under property firm, Golden Estate Researcher. Then he is into entertainment and gaming. Yeah, and I noticed his last name is Tan. You know, it's like, usually it's the Chinese, right? They're in Chinese descent. It's like some of the richest Filipinos are like Chinese descent. Like Resorts World and mentioned partnerships with their hotel brands. Lots of broccoli and cauliflower. Yeah, man. When I visited Baguio City, man, I ate so much broccoli, ate so much cauliflowers, ate so much strawberries because they just grow well in the Benguet province, up in the higher elevation. You know, it's like unfortunately they don't grow here. They don't grow much here in Aklan province or in Panay Island. I think there's a place. Anilangan is called Anilangan in Antique that they grow some strawberries, but not many. You know, it's not like they're mass producing strawberries or anything like that. You can just go there and they have like a strawberry farm, so it's kind of nice to see. Cold weather up there, yes. Mega World is second owner of Ferries and Blue Water and incorporate. Oh, nice. It makes sense, man. Mega World, you know, none of their projects are like low end. It's usually golf courses, condominiums, resorts. You know, it's like fancy resorts is what they get involved with. Alan, my good friend in Texas. Howdy, Gino. The big thaw is happening in Texas. We had 4 inches. Ooh, that's a lot. That's a lot for Texas, man. I lived in San Antonio for 4 years before I was stationed at Brooks Air Force Base. So, and you know, my sister lives in Houston. So I know Texas doesn't get a lot of snow. So when it says 4 inches, that's a lot. That's a lot for Texas. Aningalan in San Remigio in Antique, they say That little Baguio. Yeah, it's little. It's not that big. You know, it's like they call it the little Baguio of Antique. Definitely not as, you know, not as big as Baguio City. I love Mega World Eastwood City. Hey, Michael M. Michael M. All right, all right. I think I had a friend of mine. He's retired Air Force. He had lived there before he decided to build a home in Antipolo. So he no longer lives there, but he enjoyed his time when he lived in Eastwood City. Good morning, Gino from Josh. All right, good morning, good morning. All right, I'm gonna hit some topics here. I did prepare some topics to discuss. I tried to have some topics that way, you know, you're getting some kind of information from me. Like, let me see here. All right. Chinese New Year. Chinese New Year is coming up here in Calibo. They have the scheduled events February 15 to 17 Calle Rizal in Calibo. Calibo, you know, for a little town, Calibo, we have like a little Chinatown area in Calibo. Not big, not like a whole town or anything, but there's an area where there's a lot of Chinese entrepreneur, you know, so they're gonna have an event there at Calle Rizal in Poblacion, Calibo. And it's gonna be food, Chinese food, I'm sure, Chinese merchandise. They usually have those performers that they perform that dragon dance. They always have that. They got lanterns on the street. They've already done that. I've already seen the lanterns on the street. So they do celebrate Chinese New Year here in Calibo. So February 15th through 17th is they're gonna have Chinese New Year street market and bazaar in Calibo. Oh, one of the things that there was this kind of funny. Well, I don't know if I should say funny, but there was we made national news. Calibo made national news because there's this foreigner. There's this foreigner in Calibo. He lives in Estancia. Estancia Calibo is one of the barangay in Estancia, and he filed a complaint. The news even came out. The news came out and everything. I have him on Facebook. I'm not going to show his face or anything. I don't do that. But he's a British citizen. I guess he had bought. He lives in an area, and let me show you a picture where this is like the back area of his house. I guess that's his house right there with that window and the AC, and that's his neighbor. There's a lot. There's a vacant lot that was his neighbor. It doesn't belong to him. It's like, but the neighbor started raising chickens, and I can see the neighbor has a rooster. Even you know roosters here in the Philippines, man. I think they get a bad rap, you know, especially in the province, man, because for people that's been here in the Philippines, a rooster here in the province, like right there, you can tell the guy had a rooster. Man, roosters here in the province, there's like a running joke or a running meme here in the province where sometimes the dad, or the grandpa or dad, they treat like that rooster like their prized possession better than their kids. You know, that's just a joke. I'm sure that's such a joke, but they're just not chickens. In their eyes, you know, their rooster is part of the family. Probably just like how I treat our dogs. You know, how our dogs like mean so much to me. That's how Filipinos treat that rooster, man. They like, you know, rub that rooster, massage the rooster. They blow cigar smoke on the rooster. The rooster is on vitamins, on antibiotics. You know, they're treating that rooster like a family member here. Well, I guess it was bothering the foreigner, the British national. So yeah, he filed a complaint in the barangay, and it just kind of snowballed because it got reported. The barangay captain, I guess the two of them met, and he said he's not, you know, I don't think it's solved yet, but the foreigner said he's gonna keep pushing it. He's not gonna stand by it. The guy needs to get rid of his chickens. So it's become a chicken story here in Calibo. It's become a chicken story here in Calibo. I know. I don't want to make it sound funny because I do know that rooster chicken that upsets many expats here, many foreigners here. They do not like it when their neighbor all of a sudden gets a bunch of roosters or a bunch of chickens. But that's the thing, I've talked about it before. That's why it's so important when you find a place to live in the Philippines, don't be in a hurry to like buy that land or build a house, because what happens if your neighbor starts raising roosters? It's gonna be an uphill battle. It's not going to be an easy battle. It's not like something where the person you can make the person get rid of the chickens. Depends on where you live. Like here, I live in a gated community. We don't. They don't allow roosters here. They don't allow raising pigs here. They don't allow raising chickens here. So none of my neighbors have any chickens or pigs. This is not like a farm area. But that's why I'm saying, when you're picking that place, don't be in a hurry to jump in that location. I always tell people, rent for the first year that you're here. Don't be such in a hurry to buy anything here, because what will happen if you like all of a sudden do not like your neighbor? And I'm sure like that foreigner now with his neighbor, they're not going to be friends. And one thing I know about Filipinos, they hold a grudge, man. I've never want to make a Filipino mad at me. I always I don't burn any bridges here. I always like, if I don't have a disagreement, hey, I apologize. I always correct that, because, man, Filipinos know how to hold a grudge, and they'll hold a grudge for years. You might think everything's smooth or everything, but they're going to try to get back at you, that's just my experience, just for my own experience. You do not want to piss off the locals or upset the locals here. Because, bottom line, you're still a guest. You're still, unless you're a Filipino citizen, you're not a citizen of the Philippines. So if you're a foreigner making that kind of complaints, and you have a right, you have a right to complain. If you're not happy with the roosters or the chickens, you can do that. But make sure you know that when you do that, you might end up becoming a target in the future. Yeah, I'm just saying. Let me go back here. I don't want to get too behind on the comments here. Mega World pioneered the concept of live, work, and play. So live, they built the condo. Work, they built the towers around the call centers, and play. Yeah, the mall. Right? That's what's nice, right, with the Mega World, because you can live in your condo, you're connected to the mall, you're connected to McDonald's, everything in one spot, and call centers if you're working at the call centers. When buying land in Boracay, don't buy land with a tax declaration only. Only title. Yes, 100%. Not just in Boracay, anywhere in the Philippines. I would say buy a land that's titled, and even that could become a headache here in the Philippines, because a lot of times what you'll find here is when the landowner, the title owner, passes away, it's supposed to be distributed to the kids. And a lot of times they don't do the paperwork. They wait until somebody's going to buy the land and then contact the whoever has a claim on the land. So it's just it's a pain. It's a pain to buy land in the Philippines. That's why I'm saying, it's for people that are retiring, if you're in your 60s already, or you're retiring, I know you want to leave money to your spouse, your Filipino spouse. I mean, you can leave money a certain way to your Filipino spouse, right? Or buy in a secured gated community like mine. So there's no title problems in a gated community like Camellia Aklan. That's why a lot of us buy homes in a gated community, because all the titles are good here. There's no issues with titles here. But good advice there, Alan. Many land here in the Philippines are sold because of tax declaration. And if you buy a home that's on a tax declaration, you're gonna go in a paperwork nightmare. You're gonna end up paying a lot of money trying to secure a title for that land. It's like, but to me, why even bother with that? If you're retired already, just rent. Save you the headache, save you the. And it's not like you can own it anyway if you're a foreigner, right? It's got to be named to your Filipina wife or girlfriend. It's like it's going to be named to that individual. And that was one of the topics I was going to discuss, because I saw this foreigner. That was the next story I wanted to share with you. There's this foreigner. I'm going to read the title here. I read the article here. It says, Tatay Chris, a Dutch man in Angeles, Pampanga, who begged on the street to survive in life, which is so unfortunate, right? This guy is like 65 years old. He's he's a Dutch man from the Netherlands. He came here trusting people, giving help whenever he could, and believing that kindness would be met with kindness. He gave and gave to his Filipina partner until there was nothing left for himself. And he found out his Pinay was married and had 4 kids, but still accept them. So he came here, met a Filipina, and like I said before, man, that your biggest decision here, if you're a foreigner coming to the Philippines, is meeting the right Filipina. And take your time. There's no rush. No need to go on dating sites before you even get here. Just come here to the Philippines, meet the Filipina in person. That way you can sense, when you're with a Filipina, when you're dating them, you can kind of sense if something is off, or something is not right. It's hard to do that when you're like doing the LDR, the long distance. You just don't know. You don't know what's going on in here, until you actually meet that person. I know it has worked for some. There's people that did the LDR, they came here, but your chances are not good. You're better off just coming to the Philippines, meet your Filipina here in person, and date the Filipina for a good amount of time. Get to know the Filipina. Get to know her family. Meet the parents. Meet the siblings. See the dynamic in their family. See if it's a good dynamic, or are they is she like the main breadwinner for the family? Those kind of things are important, because if your Filipina is the main breadwinner in her family, if she's the one working, supporting the siblings, helping the parents, well, what do you guess? If you marry that Filipina, she's not going to stop doing that with her family. It is what it is. It's the culture of the Philippines. Family is big here. The younger siblings look up to their ate. They look up to ate like, she's going to take care. Ate is going to take care of us. So, if you decide to hook up with that Filipina, understand that's a common dynamic here, that she's going to continue helping her family. So this gentleman, he met the wrong Filipina, right? For one, she was married with 4 kids, so that pretty much. And now he's homeless. And he's got a. I'm not gonna show it because I don't want to do that to anybody. But he's got a signboard that says, "I am hungry. I am broke. No more money." And he's like begging for money in Angeles City. He's not even, I would want to go back to my country, right? Because if you become homeless and you're a foreigner here in the Philippines, there's not support for them here. There's not, hey, Filipinos can barely provide for Filipinos. So if you're a foreigner, you come to the Philippines. Hopefully, you make your way back to your country. At least in your country, there should be help for you in your country. Fortune. So now workers will own or rent the condo, work in the towers, and spend their money. Oh, nice. That's kind of like a nice setup there, Fortune. February 17th, Chinese New Year is a holiday. Okay, that's why February 15th to the 17th is the celebration. Chinese New Year celebration in Calibo. Hey friends, hey Vegas Will, all right man, I already did my weather report man, I already done with my weather. Good weather here man. It's cooler temperatures for the Philippines man, 73 degrees right now man. That's like amazing for us. Fortune, for Catholics, 17 is Shrove Tuesday. They burn the old palms used in last year Palm Sunday, then use the ash for February 18th, Ash Wednesday. All right, man. It's the beginning of Lent, the signal of Lent season. Everybody gets put that cross mark in your forehead with the ash, If you're a Catholic, if you're Catholic. Phil, February 17th is the Chinese New Year. All right. Happy Year of the Horse. Happy Year of the Horse. All right. Alan says, I named all our chickens Tinola because they will eventually be made soup. I know, right? That's a common joke here. People call their, once in a while, the boss rooster, he walks around by the entrance of Camellia. He sometimes end up in our street. That's why I call him the boss rooster, because it's like he's the boss. He wanders around, but he knows that he doesn't live in the community. And one thing about the boss rooster, I've known him for many months now. When he's inside Camellia, I've never heard him like crow. I've never hear him does that. So I don't know if he knows that he might get in trouble, but he doesn't. He just kind of walks around. He's got chickens. He got little chicks behind him. His posse, the boss rooster posse is like walking around here in Camellia, but most of the time they're outside the gate. Nobody bothers them here. Ozan, hello, what nationality are you from? I'm Filipino. I was born and raised in Manila. I grew up in Manila till I was 12. I moved to the United States. I lived in the United States till I was 45. And I've been back here in the Philippines now for the past 15 years now. 15 years here in Aklan province. Wow, said hi. All right, Ozan. Roosters are part of the culture, especially with the provinces. It will be hard for the British guy. The barangay captain will not rule for him unless he lives. And that's the thing I was thinking too, Fortune. If he lives in a gated community, no problem. They're not allowed in a gated community. But when you live like where people live in Calibo, it's like they did go to the barangay captain. I don't think they resolved the issue. I don't think the British person's not happy with the result because the guy still has his chickens. And he said he's going to elevate it to the mayor, and he said he's going to elevate it to the court even if he has to sue the person. But hey, you can do that here, right? It's not like he can't do it. You can keep pushing it, but I think you're just going to stress yourself, right? For me anyway. And what is the bottom line? Like if the guy does get rid of the chickens, you're gonna be living in an area where the people's not gonna like you. I don't know if you want to live in an area like that where you can, not only did you make the local mad, the neighbors are not gonna like you either because, like you said, Fortune, in the province here, rooster is a prized possession. Not many locals will side with the British guy, even though he's got a right. I'm not saying, but I think he's just creating trouble for himself. Unfortunately, he picked the wrong location to live. If I was him before, I mean, I think everybody knows if you go to the province, there's going to be roosters. I mean, if you live in Manila, if you live in BGC, you won't have a problem with roosters, right? But if you live here in the province, roosters are, they're part of the culture here, I mean, there's not a town here in Aklan province where there's a giant cockpit arena. We have one here that's like almost the size of a basketball stadium. It's like that can fit 20,000 people for cockfighting on Sunday. That's how much they love roosters here in the province. So I don't know. I think maybe he had gotten bad advice, or maybe he let his emotions. I would have just moved. I would just move, man. It's like if that chicken really bothered your neighbor chicken, go come here, move here, Camille Aklan. It's like you should have known that before you moved into that area. But it is what it is. It's like 10 days of holidays from the 14th to the 23rd. Spring Festival in many Asian countries. All right, man. Man, we just went through at the Atiyan Festival in January, man. So I'm all pooped out when it comes to festival. And I'm all tired out. I need a break in February. It's like I'll celebrate Valentine's Day with Dazzle, of course. And then I'll go film that Chinese New Year in Calibo. But I know after the Chinese New Year, we're supposed to go back. Dazzle and I will spend a few days in Boracay in February. The Brit will be unpopular there because all the Pinoys there will think it's all right to have roosters. They will think he should adjust or live some. Yeah, right. I'm thinking the same thing. I don't think it's a winnable situation for the foreigner there. Because he's a win for him, meaning the guy has to get rid of his chickens and his rooster. So is that really a win if that happens? Like, okay, you won't have chickens or roosters now as your neighbor, but man, you're gonna have some upset neighbors. You're gonna be living around these people, and like Fortune, man, we know, right, bro? It's like we know, man. Filipinos hold a grudge. They won't forget that. If they get an opportunity to get back at you, man, they will get back at you. Long holidays in the Chinese countries. Here, just one day. Yeah. I don't really. I do know, like when we have Chinese New Year, that there's celebration in Calibo. They usually have that tikoy. Tikoy is kind of like this sticky rice thing that people eat. They there's some food that's popular. They'll sell it at the groceries during the Chinese New Year. And then that cat, the thing that does that, the thing that you see everybody selling that cat that does that, like the moving arm. Peanut Butter Travels. Time to send Boss Rooster on a mission. So, I don't know. I don't want to get Boss Rooster in trouble, man. I like Boss Rooster, man. I think he's a cool cat, man. I think, every time I see him, it makes me smile, man, because it's like, he's just a boss, man. He walks at 7-Eleven. He walks at the entrance of Camellia, and little hens always like following him, little chicks following him. I like seeing him on my morning walks. I always puts a smile on my face every time I see the Boss Rooster. The world's largest building in the shape of a rooster in Negros Occidental. Oh, wow, I would want to see that, man. I wish I knew that, man, Captain Ron, because I've been to Negros Island. Dazzle and I, we toured Negros Island, Dumaguete, San Carlos, Canlaon. I didn't know that, man. I would have loved to, see that. Man, there's so many things like that here in the Philippines that unfortunately that doesn't get publicized, like tourist attractions. Like I would have loved to taken a picture with that. 114-foot tall rooster, man, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right, Captain Ron? The Filipinos in the provinces, man, they love roosters, man. So, man, that's why, when I saw that on Facebook, like that complaint with a guy, I said, oh, that's not gonna be a good thing for that foreigner, man. But it is what it is. I know people get riled up about the smallest things here sometimes. China is an amazing place to live. The events that take place during the Lunar New Year and Spring Festival are out of this world. I wouldn't know. It's like China is not one of the places I want to visit, Phil. I've been to Hong Kong, but that's about the closest I'll ever get to China. I know that place, Captain Ron. It's an adventure park. Oh, right, adventure park. My cousins have been to that place. Yeah, Fortune, King Kong. King Kong, all right. I've been to the one, Campuestuhan in Bacolod, in Negros Island. I've been to that one. I saw King Kong there. I got a picture with King Kong, Spider-Man, the Hulk, but not the giant rooster, man. I wish I'd seen that giant rooster, man. I would have loved to seen that. Nice. Nothing with Angeles women, but Panay women like in Aklan are better. Yeah, it's like for me, it's like I've been to both areas. I was stationed at Angeles City back in the day, my military days. I have friends in Angeles City. There's a difference, but there's a difference between Pampanga, Angeles City, women in Angeles City compared to the people here in Panay Island. I see the difference. More provincial, Filipinas here, more traditional Filipinas here. Angeles City is a city. It's like they're exposed to expats. They're exposed to like the Sin City. Like the walking street and all that. They're exposed to like all that. Here in the province, there, a lot of like Filipinos here, they're pretty like traditional, very conservative because they're not exposed to that. Like even my wife Dazzle, before I met Dazzle, she's never been in a city. She's been to Calibo, and Calibo is not a city, so she's never been to Manila, Cebu City, Iloilo. She's never gone to any city before. So if you can imagine growing up in a rural area, a beach area, Boracay area, they're not like into like materialistic stuff. If you grew up in Angeles City, you're surrounded by city, you're surrounded by SUVs, big houses, malls, big malls. They don't have that here in Aklan province. We don't have SM Mall here. We don't have Robinson's Mall here. Like I said, they're more rural here. The Filipinas here are less materialistic. When you go to like Angeles City, I'm not knocking Angeles City women or anything, but you're gonna see that they know their what's that, Christian Dior or the name brands, the Nikes. They know it. They shop it. They wear it. They carry bags. They carry Gucci bags. Now, I don't see people here in the province doing that, and that's the difference. Good or bad, I don't. It's like I can't tell you whether that's good or bad, but you just meet more traditional Filipinas here in Aklan province than you would in Pampanga. Good morning, Gino and all from Ted. Fortune, how soon do you think the stock market will crash? Hi, Dazzle and friends. Hey, Pinay Heart from Oceanside, California. I can't afford it, Captain Ron. I will lose my savings and it's gonna be depression. Yeah, I know, right? I know. See, Fortune, that's why me, Fortune, I know I have friends, they tell me all the time, man, you should be investing this, invest. Man, Fortune, me, when I retired here when I was 45, I got rid of all my stocks, mutual funds, all that. I got rid of all of that just because I do not want to be watching the stock market, the ticker. That doesn't matter to me. I do not have that pressure in my life. I live, I have my military pension. I save a little bit of it every month, my military pension, and I'm good with that. I built a nice nest egg the last 15 years here. I bought land. I bought this house. I paid cash for my car, cash for the tricycle, motorbike. We have money, nest egg saved up. To me, that's enough. It's like for me, yeah, I could get greedy and start to, well, I could get 20% return on stocks or more, right? But I just do not want that thinking in my head. It's like, I don't think, stock market, it could crash, go up. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care what how much Apple or how much Tesla is anymore. I don't, just because it doesn't matter to me. I just like that peace of mind. Like I said, peace of mind is so important to me. And I know myself, when I was in the United States, I was into stocks. I had my own E-Trade account. I would day trade even. It's just stressful when you're like so attached to like your money. You're like always thinking about your money. It's a good feeling when you don't even have to worry about it. I don't even look at my paycheck. Like my military pension goes in the US. I don't even look at it every month because I have enough money here in the Philippines. I can live many, many months here in the Philippines without touching my military pension. And that to me, that's a good feeling. Good AM, Pinay Heart. Good AM, Ted. Love your channel, Carnivore. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate the kind words, and it means a lot to me. It means a lot to me when people say that. That's why I keep doing YouTube. It's like I'm not getting rich on YouTube. We don't make money on YouTube, but for me, I just like helping people. I've helped many people move to here to the Philippines now. Find a good life here, and I'll keep doing it. I'm kind of easing back a little bit. I don't do as much videos. Before I used to pop videos like almost every day. Now it's every other day. I'll try to keep the live streams, but I'll take a break here and there. It's like I'm not gonna do the live streams every day either. Just kind of easing off a little bit. It's like I don't want it to start feeling like work. I get busy enough with people contacting me. I get messages all the time. What's up? New people contacting me, telling me, hey Gino, how do I move there? Or I schedule all the time. I schedule with people video calls so you can talk to me one-on-one, and I don't charge. I've never charged anybody consultation fee. I don't believe in that. I take the time. If you're really 100% or thinking about the Philippines moving here, I'm willing to talk to you one-on-one on a video call because I get a good feeling when I get to know the person more and I can advise you better. It just works out better than me trying to figure out in the comments or even text messaging each other. When I video chat with somebody, I can initially tell, whether the person's serious about moving here or not. Informative, no creepy, like no. I try not to have anything creepy. I'm not into like the to go viral or anything. I don't need that. I need good people, and the people that are on the live streams. I like. If you notice, we don't get trolls. Not many. Once in a while, but we don't get trolls. People know each other here. Fortune is a great source about the Philippines. Fortune, man, he's like my go-to person. He knows. He's a banker, man. Come on, man. He's a banker in Manila, man. Big time banker in Manila. Fortune's wife is an ER doctor, so. We got like legit resources here that we can use. Ted from Bohol. Ted's been in Bohol, built a nice house, retired here in the Philippines. That's the kind of people that we have here on our channel. So that's why I enjoy doing the live streams and keep the channel going, because we got good people. We got a good source of people that if you have a question, we can try to help you. I'm not a know-it-all. It's like I've never claimed to know everything about the Philippines. I'm learning as I go. It's like, even though I've been here in the Philippines now for 15 years, every day I'm still learning. Things change here. Things change here all the time. What might have worked like a year ago regarding tourist visa, regarding the LTO, getting a driver's license, what happened last year might not be good this year. I have to also keep track of like what's going on over here. Somebody had I saw a post on that where somebody was questioning the driver's license, when he's claiming that I have an international driver's license. I can drive in the Philippines for 1 year. That is not true. If you have a foreign license, it doesn't matter if it's in America, Canadian, if it's like an international license, whatever license you have, it's only valid in the Philippines for the first 90 days. From your arrival stamp on your passport, you get 90 days to drive in the Philippines on whatever license you have. After that 90 days, you're supposed to get a Philippine driver's license. Don't be the one that get caught. Don't be the one that get caught driving without a Philippine driver's license after 90 days. And then I also saw a post where the Land Transportation Office in the Philippines, kind of like the LTO is like a Department of Motor Vehicle here in the Philippines. They issue you your driver's license, and they came out with a policy where it's common here in the Philippines when you get like pulled over. The local police will confiscate your driver's license. Well, the Land Transportation Office have always said that's not the proper way. They're not supposed to do that, because the privilege is given by LTO that they're not supposed to take your driver's license. But that's an ongoing battle here between the national government and then the local government where you live. Bottom line is like where you live. Like me, I live in Calibo. The national government doesn't have a lot of power over here, man. If the local police here takes my license, what am I going to do? Who am I going to complain to? So just drive safely, follow the rules, and you should be all right. Good AM fortune from Ted. Belus, hey, brother. All right, my brother in Leyte. Salute. All right, good morning, Belus. The Brit is called a Dayo. Yeah, a Dayo, an outsider, Dayo. Locals there will think, why should the OG residents adjust, especially the rooster is in the Pinoy's property. I know, Fortune. I know I read, I'm reading the comments, both sides, and people have points, because they're saying, it's not just like the foreigner that getting upset, because people have experienced that, right? Like Fortune, like you move into a place and then you find out your neighbor all of a sudden gets roosters, gets chickens. Filipinos go through that too, but like you said, this is the province. This is the way it is. People like chickens here, like raising chickens and pigs in their property. The question is like whether it's a residential area. And for me, if you do not live in a gated community like I am, because we have an HOA, I don't really consider that like because it would be up to the barangay, right? It would be up to barangay. And like you said, man, if a barangay captain has to rule between a foreigner and a local, that might not go well for the foreigner. I mean, he can continue. I mean, he's got the right to complain to the mayor, elevated to like, but I think he's just wasting his time by doing that. He's just creating trouble for himself, I think. Ted, from titled land purchase here, you are expected to pay the capital gains tax unless you work it out with seller. Just word of advice. Oh yeah, thank you, Ted. Thank you, Ted. It's man, the purchasing a land here, buying a land, getting a title, it is just complicated, it's not, just making sure that the land is titled and has no anybody like filing against it or contesting the title. It's never easy. Very complicated process here. Good AM, Belus, Adam of Adam and Jane. TV in Ormoc is back in Ormoc. All right. That's after his brain tumor. Is well liked. Oh, is he the British guy? Because I had wondered about that. I saw he had a nice place, right? I forgot whether that was in Ormoc, but I think I know who you're talking about. That he dropped out a little bit from YouTube. I guess he was having medical issues. All right, that's good, man. Hey, we need more YouTubers in the Philippines. I know that's kind of crazy to say, but we need more YouTubers in the Philippines because most of the YouTubers are like in Angeles City, Dumaguete. We need more places that's not being vlogged. The Philippines is not just Angeles City and Dumaguete, right? Not just BGC. There's many places here that I don't see any vlogging going on. Like where Simon is, CEO to Farmer, that area, Isabela. I've never seen Isabela. I don't know much about Isabela. Now I do because when I watch Simon's channel, we need more vloggers like in different areas. It's like we don't need any more in like the congested area, the congested expat areas, man. Right, Ted, when you want land is titled to you, you go to the Register of Deeds. Or will look for tax filing before amending the title. You got my point, Gino, on Angeles women versus Aklan women. Can't write in chat, but you explained well. Oh, thank you, Fortune. Right, you're right. Big difference. Even though Angeles City, Pampanga is still considered the province, right? Fortune. It's not like Manila. It's not like Metro Manila. Pampanga, you got Angeles City, but outside of Angeles City, like San Fernando, Porac, that area, that's still like rural areas. A lot of like fish ponds, a lot of farming going on. So, but still, because they're exposed to Angeles City, they're close enough to Manila. The people, they're just more materialistic. It's just it is what it is. They see more shopping malls, gigantic malls. We don't got that here in Aklan province. So a lot of the Filipinas that you'll meet here, they're just like very humble. They're not gonna be impressed with like Gucci bags and designer clothes, because here in the province nobody wears that kind of stuff. Americans have too much stuff. Hey, I understand there, because I was guilty of that too. When I lived in the United States, man, I had a garage, and there were times where I couldn't park my car in the garage because I had stuff. I had like two road bikes. I had two road bikes. I was a cyclist. I love roadside. I had two road bikes. I had a mountain bike. I had training where I would put my bikes and I could train when it's raining outside. I got, you got all the gadgets, you got lawnmowers, you got, blowers, you got weed whacker, so much stuff in your garage that you don't even like you don't got no room for your car in your garage. But I got rid of all that stuff, and I made it a point when I moved to the Philippines that I'm not no longer gonna accumulate. Different mindset, you know. When I was in the U.S., I was typical American, man. You know, it's like I drove a Mustang. I had a nice house. I had my pension. I had my military pension. I had a good paying job at St. Mary's Hospital. I would take vacations in Cancun, vacations in Vegas. So I was living the American dream. You know, it's like I was making good money, and you know, most people, you know, hey, we spend the money, right? Work hard, play hard was my thinking. But I changed all that when I moved to the Philippines, just because when I moved here, I no longer had that big income. All I had was my military pension, so I knew I had to change my lifestyle. So ever since then, man, I'm wearing ukay clothes. I don't buy brand new stuff. I have like two pairs of sneakers. You know, it's like flip flops. I don't own pants, jeans, suits. I own none of that, man. Ted, yep, Fortune. I didn't expect the additional costs. In the US, it's usually the seller that pays. Right, Ted. Pinoys will just sell and leave everything to the buyer to handle stuff. If buyer will not agree, no sale. Right? Right? That's how it works here. That's how it works here, Fortune. You know, it's like the buyer shoulders a lot of things, because to them, well, if you're not going to shoulder it, I'm not buying. You know, I'm not selling. You know, it's like they'll just hold on to their land. But that's how it is. That's how it is. I've seen that. I've seen that here at Camellia. I've seen that here in Camellia. Sometimes the actual price is different than the price in the deed of sale to escape paying higher taxes. Yeah, I see that too. I see that too, Fortune. Smash the like, peeps. Thank you, Beloos. Thank you, Beloos. Gino won't get rich money terms in YouTube, but will be rich in lifelong friends. Amen. Amen, brother. That's what I got, man. I got lifelong friends. I have trusted friends that I consider my brothers. Coffee in the morning with Gino. Top morning. Hey, thank you, Beloos. Hello, Kuya B-Ball? B-Ball? All right. Hello po. I'm going there in 2 to 3 years. All right. That's good that you're planning ahead, because it takes a long time. Like if you're moving to the Philippines, you really, for me, well, I always tell people, like, especially if you haven't been to the Philippines, even though, like I said, you're a Filipino American, you went to the US and you lived in America for so many years, you still need to do your recon. I call it a reconnaissance of the Philippines, because what you remember of the Philippines 20 to 30 years ago might not be the same Philippines anymore. You know, for me, I saw that because I left the Philippines in 1978. From 1978 to 2011, man, there's a big difference. The Philippines grew. You know, anywhere you go in the Philippines, the cities especially, it's like multiply. Metro Manila is just like, man, crazy to me. But the thing I like about the Philippines, that's why I ended up here in Aklan Province, is Aklan Province is the way I remembered my province in Bulacan back in the 70s. So when I saw Boracay Island, I saw mainland Aklan. It's the exact thing that I left when I left the Philippines back in the 1970s. You know, it's like I was like transported back in time. You know, Aklan Province is like, wow, you know, this is like back in the day how it was in Bulacan, my province in Bulacan in Luzon. So that's why I fell in love here. That's why I've been here 15 years now, and I'm gonna spend the rest of my life here. You know, it's like I'm not leaving this island because I enjoy it here. And I'm not from here. You know, it's like when I moved here, I do not know anybody here. You know, I don't have any relatives here. My relatives here now is Dazzle and Dazzle's family. Those are my relatives here. Ted, yeah. And often as foreigner, We aren't aware of some of the way things roll here. So best to be aware how things go here when buying land. Uh, Totally agree, Ted. Not just buying land, with a lot of things the way Filipinos do the way. I was watching a video earlier. What was the title of that video? I gotta look that up because let me look at my history. My history. I can usually look at my history and like see what I watched. Harder here on the laptop. Harder here on the laptop. But let me see if I. But I was watching a video, and this gentleman, he's an expat. He's one of the bloggers here, and he was saying how don't be the bitter expat. And it was a 6-minute video, and I enjoyed watching it because. I do see that with some expats here in the Philippines, unfortunately. And that's why those expats, you really have to avoid them. You have to avoid them and don't become one of them. Don't become one of them where it was like, he titled it like the bitter expat. And you know what I'm talking about. You know, when you go to a bar or something, an expat bar here, even in Boracay, they have expat bar, nigi-nigis. There's always that one guy that's like talking loud, especially after drinking. Especially after drinking. And they start talking loud about this is terrible in the Philippines. Why don't they fix it? You know, it's like these people don't know, And, to me, just like I try to avoid them. I try to avoid them just because there's really nothing. I don't know how they got to that point. Maybe many years of being here. A lot of times it's like a failed relationship. A lot of times it's a failed relationship with the Filipina, I'm sure. Because most of the Americans I know, most of the expats that I know, when they have a good Filipina, life is good. It's like we're like in our 50s, 60s, 70s, and we're with our partner, we're just happy that somebody wants us, that somebody wants us, that somebody is happy with us, and we're just enjoying. We know we are blessed because not everybody has that. Not everybody has that loyal Filipina that takes care of you 24/7. So we're just grateful when we're in that relationship. So usually when it's a bitter expat, when it's somebody bitter, it's probably somebody that, had a falling out with the Filipina a lot of times. And just don't be that. But, don't become that person. Don't become that person is what I'm saying. Kuya, also Air Force veteran, retired. All right, congratulations for on your 100 PT. Congrats, you got money to retire here. So I don't know what you're waiting on, brother, because like I have helped people move here. If you're collecting 100% disability from the military, I don't know what you're doing in the States, man. You can have a nice life here in the Philippines, man. Michael N., I love your channel, brother. Thank you, my brother in Northern California. Appreciate it, my brother. Captain Ron, I heard today of a place to meet a good woman in the Philippines, the Ukay Ukay store, because they are thrifty and hold on. Hey, man, I saw a posting the other day about that, Captain Ron. It made me smile because some of the comments that people were like commenting there. The guy, a genuine question. He wasn't trying to be funny or anything. He was saying, "I'm new to Dumaguete City." He goes, "I'm new to Dumaguete City, and where is a good place to meet Filipina?" A traditional Filipina for long-term relationship, right? Great question in my mind. I was like, so I'm always curious, like what comments from people. Of course, some comments don't make any sense. They're just making fun of the guy. But there were a few there that I read, and one of the places that was like, I like that group where I belong. It's called Expat Philippines because there's also Filipinos in the group. There's Filipinas in the group too. So good answers, good comments, and even the Filipinas on the comments, they were all I would say a good portion. They all say church. If you want to meet a traditional Filipina, church. And to me, when I say church, it doesn't mean that you gotta like get baptized or convert and all that. It don't even have to be like that. It's not like, let's say, you're not Catholic, right? Most Filipinos are Catholic. There's like cathedrals here, giant churches here all over the Philippines. It's not like if you go to church there, they're gonna kick you out if you're not Catholic. You can sit there. You can like, sit there, listen to the sermon, see how people operate in the church. There's activities in the church usually like picnics, get-together, socials. Oh, there's mom. She's awake. Good morning, mom. There's events like that here in the Philippines, church groups. And to me, that is a good place to meet a good Filipina church. Ukay-ukay. Perfect, right? Captain Ron? Because like, if a Filipina shops at ukay-ukay, that means that Filipina is thrifty. That means that Filipina is watching her money. And the other thing, that Filipina is not like, ooh, I'm not gonna wear other people's clothes. It could be a dead person's clothes. Do you really want to be with somebody like that? For me, one of the attractions for me for Dazzle, ever since I dated Dazzle, was she's not like that. She's not like that. Ooh, that's kind of icky. Or Dazzle will like catch a fish. Stab the fish, gut the fish, never have a problem like handling stuff dirty with her hands, cleaning fish, do it, Dazzle's like killed the chicken before, pluck the feathers out of a chicken. I like that. I like that a woman can do that. I don't want the one that like all prissy. We all are different. I understand, but me, I like that Dazzle is like that. That she's tough. She's tough that way. Fortune, LOL, Captain Ron, but correct, right? Yeah, because if I was some of the answers there. There were like people saying at the mall, meet the fit. That might not be a good place to meet a Filipina at the mall, man. Because they're shopping, man. They're shopping for expensive stuff at the mall, man. Ted, yep, Gino, 90 days, then you can do driver's license conversion, U.S. to Philippines. Yes. And then, you get different answers from different people, but everybody that I've helped here in Aklan province that come here that I helped get their ACR card. Once you get your ACR card, usually they will issue it at the second renewal of your tourist visa. You get 29 days upon arrival. That happened to JP. I took him to his 30-day extension. First extension is 30 days. JP paid about 4,100 pesos. The second extension is going to be 2 months. And on that second extension, he also can apply for an ACR card. The total cost between the 2-month extension and then the ACR card, around 10,000. It's about 10,000 pesos to get your ACR. ACR card is about $50, but he'll get 60 days extension. Once he gets the ACR card, we can get his driver's license. I've never had any trouble getting expat here, their driver's license, once they have their ACR. Some people say, oh, you can't get that. You can't, but you can. Here, it might be different at other places, but here in Calibo, no problem at all. And then also in Calibo, certain banks, you can open an account. RCBC being the one on Rojas Avenue. That's where a lot of expats here open their bank account, and they allow them to open a bank account with their tourist visa, with their ACR card. Not all banks, but RCBC seems to be the go-to bank here in Calibo. Yes, they took US the driver's license. Belus, yes, they took my driver's. No seat. Yeah, Belus, because I read the announcement from the Land Transportation Office where it's supposed to be they're not supposed to take your driver's license. But you know how it is here, Belus. the LTO is kind of like the national government over all the different LGUs, local government. You know, the local governments, you know, they still run their own town, their own city. So that's what's happening. There's always a conflict because the towns, the cities, they would confiscate the license. Good morning, everyone from Colonel. Thank you, Colonel. And likely not materialistic. Yes, right. Fortune's talking about like the women here in Panay Island, more provincial, less materialistic. Good AM, Colonel. And the reason for that is we don't have SM Mall here, right? There are no places like Rolex. You know, you show a Rolex to a Filipino here in the province, they're gonna, what is that? You know, that's just our normal watch. You know, you show them like a Louis Vuitton bag. It's just a bag. You know, it's like when you go to places like Manila, you go to places like Angelo City, they know exactly what a Louis Vuitton is, what a Gucci is, what a Christian Dior. You know, the name brands. You know, what clothes people are wearing. Here in the province, I've never seen that. Nobody wears that stuff here, man. Good AM, Colonel. All right. Kuya Ball. Oh, Belus. Oh, man. Thank you so much, brother. Wow. I mean, I'm speechless, brother. Oh, there you go. We appreciate you for a weekend. And, oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Belus. Oh, man. Thank you. Oh, man. That's too much, brother. Wow, beautiful. Gino, it deserves more. Unfortunately, hey, man, that's too much already, Belus, man. That's too much, man. I got no words, brother. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, brother. I know you appreciate the channel. I know you appreciate us. Thank you so much. There is popular vloggers. I know Turquoise Sunset, man. I think he's got dementia, right? I saw the video of his wife and daughter, man. I was like, I used to watch them. You know, I remember watching them when they bought that tuk-tuk, when they used to ride around in the tuk-tuk, man. And Dumaguete with family in Bohol, but now John is 7. I know, very sad, man. I saw that video, man. I got kind of teary-eyed watching that, man, because he's such a nice guy, man. He's such a nice guy. I remember he was one of the first channels that I watched, Turquoise Sunsets. Derek, do they have a Goodwill in Panay? No, unfortunately, they don't have a Goodwill. But guess what, Derek? Here in Calibo, when you go to the ukay, there's stuff in there from Goodwill because Dazzle has bought many items with a Goodwill tag on it. It even says Goodwill $9.99 or something like that, you know. Dazzle always likes, they call it the US bale. I guess they have a big bale of clothes. They compress it. When they open it, it like expands like a gigantic bale. And they always have US bale on it. It comes from America. Items from Walmart. Items from Goodwill. I'm sure from garage sales and all that. But man, that's all my clothes come from. All my clothes come from ukay, man. The military shirts I wear, I usually get from friends that send me military shirts because they know I was in the Air Force. So they know I like to wear Air Force stuff because I can't buy these shirts here. There's no place here in the Philippines to buy these shirts. So when my friends like Joel, when he comes from Arizona, he stops at Nellis Air Force Base and he always buys me the Air Force shirts. And when I see him, he hands it to me, and I appreciate it, man. It's like because I can't buy it here, and it's hard, almost impossible to find anything U.S. Air Force in the ukay here. Dazzle has more luck finding like sports, like basketball, baseball, football t-shirts for me. She's gotten me like Dodgers. She's gotten me like different teams in the U.S. on the ukay. Oh, thank you, Colonel. Wow, Colonel. Man, wow. Thank you so much. You can't, Brother Blues, outdo. Oh, man, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much, brothers. You know, it's like, means a lot to me that you care so much about me and care so much about my family. That's why you're my brothers. That's why if ever, if ever you're here in our area, I take care of you guys. The Colonel Chronicles. LOL, Colonel. Nice. Martin. My wife's hometown was buried from the volcano in 1991. Yes, I was part of that, man. I was stationed at Clark Air Base, 13th Air Force Medical Center. They actually evacuated us to QB Point in Subic Bay. I was in the Marine Kwanzaa barracks in QB Point. Is when the volcano erupted and buried everything. It will never be the same, according to her. Yeah, I mean, it's recovered plenty, though. It's like over the years I've visited Angeles City. You still see remnants. I mean, for me anyway, because I was stationed there 88 to 91, I was at Clark Air Base. Angeles City itself, right outside the military base, like right outside of Clark, that has grown so much. It's almost unrecognizable because back in the day, there was only one hotel that was like maybe 4 stories high. That was the Clarkton Hotel. People used to go temporary duty at the Clarkton Hotel. But now, all along Perimeter Road at Clark and even Fields Avenue, I mean, there's like skyscrapers now, buildings that are like 30, 35 floors, Candy Tower, condominiums, like several of them. Yeah. It's hard for me to recognize the old, like outside Clark Air Base. Now, inside the base, I can still see like the old base when I'm like, I can still see like where the horse stables were, like the Philippine Air Force building. Some of the buildings, some of the old barracks are still there. But now it's like it's called like Clark City now. It's like they got golf courses, they got casinos, man. They got like 4 or 5 casinos inside the old Clark Air Base now. So hard to recognize it. There's a mall at the entry at the main gate now, SM Mall at Clark. But for me, when I'm in the area, it's still, the last time I was there, I was filming. I went to Bicentennial Park. I went to the parade grounds and I did filming. And I can still be transported into time when I'm in Clark Air Base. Pinay Heart, you are all amazing, Colonel and Belush. Yes. They're my brothers, man. They're my brothers. Colonel and Belush. You're awesome, Colonel. Great minds think alike. God bless. Thank you, my brothers. Zambales or Pampanga, Martin. Yeah, because not only Pampanga got hit with like the volcano, Zambales, they also got hit. We were talking about, on Belusa's live stream yesterday. I was on Belusa's live stream, and somebody had mentioned about buying land in Zambales. Beautiful area, man. That Zambales province, a lot of beach area, and then you're close enough to like Subic Bay, Olongapo City. I wouldn't mind living in that area. It's like I like the beach. Good area for a beach area. I love Philippine. People are friendly. Yes, very friendly. That's the thing about Filipinos. I mean, there's a lot, you hear so much things about Philippines, it's like, but the one thing that's common with Filipinos are very hospitable, very kind, and good people. When you meet Filipino friends here, you're in good shape. If you're in good shape, they'll take good care of you. Belus, it's all about that time you recognize the great minds. Colonel, that's funny. Belus, Pinay, we conservative American. What's your long about superflu? What's your long? Oh, super flute. Yeah, yeah, super flute. You awesome. All right, but I gotta. I'm friends with Pinay Hart on Facebook, so I see. Oh, I'll watch some of her posts on Facebook. But I'll have to start looking at her long form videos too on YouTube. Thank you, Belus. All right. Good morning, bro. Love. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Castaway Trip. Good morning. Good morning. Michael S., my good friend in Dumaguete City. Man, if you guys want to find out about Dumaguete City, go check out Castaway Drift, man. He's a good guy, honest guy. He'll give you the lowdown on Dumaguete City. He's not controversial like some of the Dumaguete City vloggers and all that. Michael, he's just showing you out on the street how people are, walking. He's walking all over Dumaguete, man. You can trust Michael. He's like one of my brothers. And Mindanao have good reputation for the man, I don't know about Mindanao, man. Nothing against Mindanao, but even for Filipinos, man, that's not a place we like to visit, I know I'm not the only Filipino that, have never been to Mindanao and have no desire of going to Mindanao. And that's with a lot of Filipinos, Things happens. Like I did a video, right? Things happen in Mindanao that doesn't happen in Luzon and Visayas, unfortunately. John Vasquez, Sir Castaway Drift, good morning. All right. Phil, I have property in Mindanao. I find the people very friendly. All right, Phil. Hey, man, I'm not going to discourage people to go to Mindanao. It's like the one thing Mindanao, man, they always have the embassy, United States Embassy, Canada, other countries. They always have a travel advisory in Mindanao. I know there's plenty of safe places there. I know Cagayan de Oro, I've heard Davao for sure, Bukidnon. But unfortunately, things always seem to happen in Mindanao, man. It's like, and she might know how to work a rocket launcher. Hey, that's the thing, man. It's like, it's one of those things. Like I don't have to worry about those things here in Visayas region. Good morning, Gino. Good morning, John. Colonel, good morning, John Vasquez. I never go there, just at Palawan. Where you from, Phil? All right. Sir Fortune. Phil, I spend most the year in Vancouver. Sula, hey Sula, long time Sula. Hello Gino. And wow, that's an amazing donation from Belus and the Colonel. I know, right? They're so kind. They're so kind. Thank you so much, Belus and Colonel. CEO to our Simon. Hey, I was just talking about you earlier, Simon. Good thing, not a bad thing. I was talking about you because I was just saying we need more vloggers in the Philippines, like be vlogging different areas of the Philippines, right? Like you're in Isabela, and I would have never found Isabela. I would have never even known what's out there in Isabela. We need more vloggers in not the common places like BGC or like or Angeles City. She can keep the roosters out of the yard. She can keep the roosters out of the yard. Hey y'all, from Simon. Hello CEO, nice flying. Fortune, good AM Sula and Simon. Good AM John V. Oh great, lot of people in Philippines. From France. All right, from France. Okay, I think about retirement there, but I'm young yet, so not a lot of money if I take. No, if you're young, man, and if you're in France, you're young, make your money. Make your money wherever you are. Like if you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, make your money wherever country you are. Don't come to the Philippines. Philippines is really more for people like towards the 50s, 60s retirement age, that you build a nice nest egg, you got a pension, you got a steady income. Don't come to the Philippines without like a steady income. Even people that come here that's on like that digital nomad, they work as a digital nomad, that's okay. But the minute the job ends with that working from the Philippines, working as a digital nomad, a lot of those people leave the Philippines, go back to their country. If you want to move here permanently, you really need like a steady income. You need a pension, or you build a big nest egg where you have passive income coming in every month. Good AM, Michael S. from Fortune. Good morning, Master Fortune. 120 in the province is good enough. It's good enough, but for me, Fortune, I'm looking at him, he says he's in his 20s, he's young. Man, don't waste that opportunity to make money abroad. You're gonna make more money abroad than here in the Philippines. If you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, make that money wherever country you are, US, Canada, Europe, make that money there. You're not gonna make it here in the Philippines with that money that you can make in a first world, in a developed country. Hi, Fortune. I hope, thanks. I'm just afraid to be not very comfortable with the amount I have. 45 years. I don't want waiting 64 years for stop work here. You survive only. Yeah, but the thing you have to worry about too is like how are you medically? Are you in good shape, or if because that's another factor you have to consider, because you need medical. You need like medical coverage. That's why a lot of people build a nice nest egg, build a nice medical emergency fund, because if you get sick in the Philippines, it's not cheap. It's not cheap. Cheaper here than being sick in a developed country, but it can hospital bills can also rack up fast. I mean, I'm not gonna discourage you. $1,200, $1,200. I live with that money here, and I have Dazzle, Mom, and Liana, but I'm very frugal, and I'm Filipino, so I can eat Filipino food. I can live the Filipino way. I don't have hot shower. I don't have AC in my entire house. The conveniences of America I gave up because I want to live comfortable to where I'm putting away money every month. If I have to sacrifice sweating a little bit, or I don't mind. Hopefully you have good health and lots in savings. Yes, right, Phil? That's the thing I'm thinking. Doable to come here with $1,200 a month, but an emergency happens, something happens, and that could throw off your retirement here in the Philippines. For me, I have medical insurance. I'm insured with the United States Air Force TRICARE medical insurance, so I have that. And my pension every month is consistent. My pension actually grows every year. I just got a bump, a cost of living allowance bump on my pension this January. So every year I'm actually gaining by staying here. So it's not hurting my pension. My pension's not dropping. It's actually increasing. And then 2 years from now, I'll be collecting my Social Security. San Antonio, have a night. Oh yeah, man, I've been there. I've been. What is that? What is that cove there? I've been to that cove too. Camping. I've gone camping there. But they got nice beaches. Go island hopping. Nice area, nice areas. And then you're close enough to Olongapo City. Olongapo City's got like good hospitals, like even TRICARE, like for military folks, like United States military. We have TRICARE in Olongapo City. Subic and Olongapo are in the Zambales province. Yeah, close enough. Even from San Antonio, you're within an hour from San Antonio, Zambales to like the hospitals in Olongapo City. That's why That's a nice area. You know, if you a lot of military retirees are retired in that area. I have friends that are retired in Subic, Olongapo, Zambales. My friend Joseph, he's in that area, in that San Antonio, Olongapo, in Zambales. If you like fish, if you like fish, yeah, man. You know, it's like me, Phil. You know, it's I used to eat a lot of beef. You know, when I was in America, you know, so I love eating steak. I love eating beef. But when I moved to the Philippines, beef is not plentiful here, and it's pricier here. So I switched to fish. You know, protein is protein. You know, so to me, was not a problem. I eat more fish now than I eat more beef. Right, Phil. Sula. Michael S. goes live at 12 noon and walks around. You will see. I know, that's what's awesome about Michael, man. Castaway Drift is he walks you through, shows you people, shows you like this store, shows you this restaurant, the boulevard, shows you the boulevard, you know. He's actually there, you know, it's like boots on the ground. You can ask him a question while he's walking. Hey, what is that store? Or where's the dental clinic? Or where's the, you know, he can show you while he's walking. That's why it's so awesome that he does that. Yes, Fortune. That's a Fortune. You know, he's our Master Yoda, Master of Fortune. We call him Master of Fortune because you know, he's local here, born and raised here in the Philippines. He's lived all his life here in the Philippines, so he knows. He is the Master Yoda. There's nothing about the Philippines that Fortune can't answer. We are watching some signs of the flu. I heard some parents about the Nipah virus. My son was sick yesterday, but it is okay now. Pinay Heart. That's the thing. I don't know what I got, but you know, I don't know what super flu, what super bug that I got, but I've been on antibiotics, man. I'm on like day 11. I got 3 more. 1, 2, 3. I got 3 more Cipro. I'm taking Cipro for whatever bug that I caught. And then I was gonna mention that virus that because I saw that on yeah, right here. Philippines tightens airport checks amid Nipah outbreak in India. So that's the title, and I haven't researched the whole Nipah virus, but it sounds like it's not airborne. It's not like COVID where if you cough, you know, you can catch it. But it seems like it's spread by contaminated bat and contaminated pork. Man, porks just can't get a break here in the Philippines because if it's not African swine flu, now it's like Nipah. You know, I might have to like stop eating pork again here because when we had the African swine flu running around here in the Panay Island, you know, she won't buy pork. So now it might happen again with this new Nipah outbreak. I gotta research it more. I gotta find out more about this new virus from India, the Nipah outbreak. But they start putting those thermometer checks and all that at the airport coming into the Philippines because of the new Nipah virus. Good, your son recovered quick. Yeah, man, I haven't recovered fully. You know, I was able to do my morning walk. I'm able to do things, but I still can't hear clearly in my ears from this super bug or whatever super flu that I had gotten. Western Mindanao is the difficult area. Yeah, but Zamboanga area, Holu, you know, that area. I know, man. Northern and Eastern are okay. Yeah. Thank you, Belus. The last time we had flu, we were sick for 2 weeks. Pretty much I've been sick almost 2 weeks. 2 weeks now. I started, you know, more than 11 days ago. You know, I started, you know, The second day I was sick, I went to an ENT doctor and then they prescribed me the Cipro. So I've been on antibiotics for 11 days. So hopefully after 3 more days, I should be good to go. Hopefully. Morning, everyone. Joe, hey Joe Cano. Good AM, Joe. Hi, Joe from Sula. Phil, my first time in Mindanao was 2005. It was interesting and kind of iffy. Been back many times. It was cleaned up years ago. Good to hear, man. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear like Mindanao being cleaned up. No more incidents happening in Mindanao. Hopefully, man. Over and out. Salute. Headed to pay bills. All right. Thank you again, Belus. I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you for the generous gift. Belus, take care. Belus, take care, Belus. Castaway. Thank you so much, Fortune, for always answering the many questions and actively supporting my channel. You are a good friend, great man. God bless. For sure, man. Fortune's awesome, man. He's our brother, definitely our brother, Michael. Colonel, yes, Fortune is awesome with the great information. You're welcome, Mike. No worries. Happy to help. I know it's hard for you walking and reading chats. You could miss some. So I just reply to them. Some ask repeated questions anyway. Some of the questions anyway are in my stock of knowledge. I'm a newbie. Here in the Philippines, and you are a great help, Master Fortune. I'm learning yet every day, but so blessed and thankful for you, Fortune. Again, thank you. All right. Very true, Gino. I worry about some younger guys in their 30s and 40s that come here. Maybe if you're a retired veteran, it's okay. But if you're not, the odds are... That's what I'm thinking. I retired here in the Philippines when I was 45, but I had a military pension since I was 37. And I had built up a pretty good nest egg. And I knew that when I moved here to the Philippines, I was by myself. I knew with my military pension, I wasn't going to spend my military pension every month. I had to change my lifestyle. When I was in the US, I was a typical American. I was like blowing my money. But I knew when I made that switch coming to the Philippines, I had to watch my money. I had to make sure that every month I'm putting away savings because I wanted to stay here for good. I did not want to go back to the US and work again. So I was going to make it work. And that's when I started living a more simplified life, a more less materialistic life, a more minimalist lifestyle. And I've been blessed, man. It's like I've been here 15 years now, living the dream. People always tell me, man, you're living the dream. And for me, I'm living my dream. I'm not living anybody else's dream. I'm living my dream. It's like, this is what I wanted in life. I wanted a simple life. I want to wake up every morning happy. I want to wake up every day. I have Dazzle. I have my family here now. I have my dogs. And to me, that's a complete life. I don't ask for much. I don't ask for much for my life. Now, especially after my battle with cancer, I'm just blessed to be alive. It's like now I don't take anything for granted. I'm just happy person. I don't get into people's business. I don't get into like conflicts with people. To me, it's like a waste of time to do that. I don't get into politics. You know me, man. It's like I respect everybody's political beliefs, religious beliefs, whatever they believe. I respect everyone because to me, I just want to live the rest of my life in peace. I just want to enjoy my family every day. And I'm doing that. It's easy for me. It's not hard for me to do because very simple lifestyle here. I don't complicate my life. I don't complicate my life at all. Drinking fresh coconut. I know, right? I got coconut water right here. It's not fresh. It's not Vita Coco, man. But I got my Vita Coco, man. I'm constantly drinking coconut juice, coconut water. It's like my favorite here. Good for dehydration. You need it here. You need it here, man, because you sweat so much here. In the bank, not enough, but I don't want work more. Insurance health is very expensive. Now, if you have what's that? Is that a million? You got a man. You've got $1 million, or is that 100,000? Or, I mean, if you got that kind of cash that you save it, you maybe invested where you're generated passive income from it. But like I said, man, don't waste your youth. You know, it's like if you're still young, if you're still like in your earning years, make your money. Make your money, man. Don't be in a hurry to retire. I mean, I set a goal, set a goal like maybe 40, 45. But, you got like earning years that you might regret. You might regret that you wasted your earning years. I think I will stop work soon. I don't want to die at work for a company. I checked for Cambodia too. All right, good luck. Good luck, my friend. Good luck, my friend. No roasting. No roasting. Good AM morning, Gino and everyone. A bit late today. Norm. Hey, Norm. From Cheers. Hey, Norm. That's all right. Ill. You must travel to other countries to see if you even like it there. Yeah, for sure, right? Got to do your recon. You can't base Philippines, Cambodia, all these places based on the internet. You got to go see the place. You got to like Castaway. Yes, Derek. Enjoy the daily stops at the coconut water stand. Oh yeah, man, that's awesome, man. The locals are great there and they humble me every day, daily. Young Filipinos offered me a cream donut to try the other day. Also blessed. I know, man. And I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that, Michael, that you're enjoying the vibe. You're in a good location, man. Dumaguete City, the locals in Dumaguete City, that's like the land of gentle people. It's like you got good people. Or Visayas region anyway here in the Philippines, man. Out of all the, I've been to Luzon, many places in Luzon, many places in Visayas. Visayas are just nicer people. They're not. A lot of times because in Luzon you got Metro Manila, you know too much exposure to like the material world. It's like you got BGC, you got all the malls. Everything is about malls. Everything is about malls in Luzon area. It's like even you'll notice it even with people's vehicles, with people's homes. They spend an exorbitant amount of money on vehicles, giant SUVs. It's like you see that when you're in Luzon. In the Visayas, people are just, more humble, a lot more farmers, a lot more fishermen, a lot more your provincial people here in the Visayas region. And I'm not from Visayas, man. I'm from Luzon. I'm from Manila, man. That's why I tell you guys this, that you'll just meet more of the traditional Filipina, the more traditional Filipinos here in the Visayas region than you would in Luzon. I already go there, but it's very poor, more than PH, and about visa, more difficult, or you need cash for facility. Yeah, I don't have information on Cambodia, but I do know as far as like in Southeast Asia, when it comes to tourist visa, the Philippines got one of the easier ways to stay. It's like you can stay here in the Philippines for up to 3 years on your tourist visa. You don't have to leave the country. I know in Thailand, I know in the other countries in Southeast Asia, you have to do visa runs. You actually have to leave the country. Easier to do because, they're attached together, right? You can just drive across. A lot more difficult to do in the Philippines. That's why they allow you to stay here in the Philippines up to 3 years before you have to exit. And as long as you have money to pay the tourist visa, it's a matter of just paying. It's kind of like However long you want to stay here, you just pay every month. Every 2 months, you pay for an extension. It's not complicated. I know people make it sound like sometimes the tourist visa in the Philippines is complicated, but it's not. I help people go to Calibo every time, and there's nobody in Calibo every time I take somebody there, and there's no line. It takes 10-15 minutes to renew the visa, tourist visa in Calibo. Your channel sets the tone for me daily, Gino. Oh, thank you, Michael. Thank you, brother. That's so kind, brother. Positive, happy mindset. Being a good man daily. You put the wheels in motion for one. Hey, man, that's what I try to do, brother. I try to bring that positivity every day, man. That's all it's like people actually send me messages, and that's why I keep doing it. People send me messages all the time, and they tell me, let me see the recent one here, that way you guys don't think I'm just like pulling your leg. And I'm like pulling your leg, but I always get messages, and I do save them. Because I like reading them, because it keeps me like it keeps me going with to keep doing the channel, Let me see here. Where did I put that? I save so many things, and I take pictures of so many things. Oh, right here. Okay. Hi, Gino. Love your channel. My wife and I are moving to Boracay in a few days. We have Airbnb for the first 4 days at Nuco's Garden View. We are interested in this area long term and could use your help with instructions to existing tenants and landlords. We would be happy to pay for your time. Thank you. And I don't charge. Like I said, I've already contacted this person back. I connected the person with my friend Rosalie that owns an Airbnb. I also connected with my friend Ray that had stayed at Nuco's. And I'm happy to do that. No charge. I just want to connect people, make it easier for people, because that's what we're supposed to do for each other, man. We're all brothers and sisters when you think about it, right? Why not help another person and not ask for anything back? To me, it makes for a better world when you do that. And people remember you. I know, this guy, I haven't heard, what happened, because I connected them, but I know he's going to connect with me. Or I might be walking one day in Boracay. Hey, Gino, he'll tap me. I'll go, hey, appreciate the help, brother. And that's all I need, man. That's all I need. Agree, Castaway. I start my day with gratitude, positivity, and coffee with Gino. And we got to, right, Michael M? Because, if you're alive and you're healthy when you wake up each day, you got to be grateful. You got to be thankful to God. You got to be thankful to whoever you pray to. Just be thankful, man, because it's that's not a given. Tomorrow's not a given. And like I've said many times, that there's that one phone call that you don't want to hear. Sometimes one phone call that you want to get, or sometimes a visit to the doctor, diagnosis, or that could change your life completely in an instant. So why not enjoy the day? Why not enjoy today? Why not live your day in a positive way? Be helpful to others, and be a joy to other people, because nothing's guaranteed. I might be doing this live stream today, but tomorrow I might be gone. It's no guarantee in life. You just gotta live today and enjoy the day, man. Amen, that Michael M. And yes, with coffee. Yes, with coffee. Thanks for your opinion. Have a nice day, all. All right, you're welcome. I go next Monday to immigration for my 2-month extension. Very simple process after the first couple of times. I have graduated immigration one. It is, right? I know. I wonder sometimes how people make it such a big deal about tourist visa, man. And I've seen how other countries deal with tourist visa. Man, the Philippines got one of the easier process in Southeast Asia when it comes to tourist visa. It's basically pay as you go. The longer you want to stay here, you just pay. And And not many places in Southeast Asia will allow you to stay 3 years without leaving the country consecutively. 3 years consecutive to stay in a country before you have to exit the country. And you can exit like 1 or 2 days and be back and start your 3 years again. You know, many people here in the Philippines stay on that long-term tourist visa here. All right, I got to the bottom. I got to the bottom, and I've been talking for 2 hours now, so I think I'm gonna end the live stream. I know my friend Michael is he'll do his live stream. I know Colonel. I know Belus. Hey, support their channel also. After my live stream, they got great channel, great information to share. Good people, good people. They're my brothers. They're my brothers. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining the live stream. Again, Beluz, Colonel, thank you so much for the generous gift. I appreciate it so much. Have a great day. Have a great day, Michael. Have a great day. Thank you as always. All right, take care, my brother. Take care, everyone. Everyone stay blessed. Stay blessed. See ya. Take care, mate. See y'all. All right, Norm.